In today's edition of Explainer, we're going to talk about Kumasi Asante Kotoko and the jersey that we just unveiled. They just unveiled their new jersey for the upcoming season, which is 2022-2023 season. The jersey had His Royal Highness Otumfour embossed in the jersey. One that a lot of people are saying is beautiful. Others are also saying that it's pretty much unnecessary to have someone like Otumfour in it. Notably among those that have criticized the jersey is Alhaji Kusa, who is the bank line founder of King Faisal. So what we did here on this platform, or what we do here on this platform, is that we talk to experts and explain topics that need to be explained to all of us. So today, I spoke with Mayniak Sportswear's CEO and founder, the man behind Mayniak Sportswear, the man behind Mayniak Sportswear. They are kit manufacturers. They kit a lot of Premier League clubs in Ghana, notably among them the Streams FC. So we spoke to him about the concept behind jersey making and what he also thinks about Kotoko's jersey, whether it's a good decision to emboss a person like Otumfour in a club's jersey, what's the history behind football jerseys and all that. So in a short interview that we had with him, it was very educative and very informative, just as we do on this platform. So without wasting my time, let's go and listen to Mayniak Sportswear and what he said about Kotoko's jersey.
On from that. It's moved on from that ever since from the turn of from around the late 90s there about jerseys they are not just meant like garment or clothes just like that. Every garment that you see has an history. Every jersey that you see today has an history behind it. Talk about the big clubs, and for us at our end to all the projects that we do, for example, also has an inspiration behind it. A typical example like the Dreams one that was used last year, for example, you know, the green one, it had this lightning two lines in there. What basically we actually wanted to project with the kit was that this is a new season and these boys are always awake, wide awake, and always inspired to be able to go onto the field. So more or less like the moment you wear the jersey, it sort of like electrifies you when you go to the field to be able to give off your best. It's very legit, very, very legit. All these people talking about those things have no idea about some of these things. And meanwhile, they'll go to Europe and praise them for some of these. They'll see clubs, the clubs that they support in Europe, they watch them and they say, oh, this is not really cool. But bearing in mind that they have no idea of how some of these things goes. A typical example is Man United in 2018-2019 season, wore this red jersey with some black lines in there. The black lines, do you know what they represent? The black lines represent railway. Why railway? Because the club was formed by railway workers. So basically paying homage or tribute to the people who actually birthed them. You understand? So apart from that, so having Otumfour or any other person is very legit. Ajax in Amsterdam, in their logo, you realize that it looks like an old man thereabout. The Ajax logo in Amsterdam. Ajax is basically one of the Greek gods. For I don't know what it is, but the Greek gods basically the club also used. So what about those ones? These ones are even mythical, whether they existed or not existed. Nobody knows. But today, that Ajax logo with that with that man, that old man in there, has been able to be branded and accepted by the whole world. That even if you have it and you travel to elsewhere, the deepest end of the sea, and you show it to somebody there, the fellow knows this is an Ajax jersey. Yeah, so having Otumfour on the jersey is very legit, it's very cool, it's really nice. I think it projects the club too very well. And what people do not necessarily understand too is this, especially with this Kotoko one. I want to add this. Otumfour, for a fact, when Kotoko was established, Otumfour or the Asante man, kingship or kingdom, adopted the club. Number one, specifically to be able to project or exhibit Asante or Ashanti supremacy, how great they are. I don't know if you get my point, how great they are. So the more reason why even the Ashanti Kingdom, for example, adopted the club in the first place as part of their tools, exactly, to be able to project. As at that time, when they adopted the club, people were not fighting wars anymore. It's moved on from that. So to be able to project themselves as being superior over everybody or people among their likes, the more reason why the Ashanti Kingdom adopted the club as part of. So it's very legit to promote the club, to promote the Ashanti Kingdom and all that. And they have no idea that even the red, yellow, the black, green, yellow colors of Kotoko, that is the original colors of the Ashanti Kingdom. That is the color. Red is not even the color of Ashanti Kingdom. But that red, they actually copied it for Accra folk. That one we'll talk about it some day later. Yeah, so I think it's legit. People who talk about all those things have no idea what it entails. Yes.
Everybody saying you see that it's one of the best kits.
I'm telling you. I'm waiting for, you know, every year, I think last year I did what they brought for the house one. I'm waiting for the house one and then be able to do a comparison with it. But talking about basic number one classic kit, not classic per se, but a kit that represents you, sort of like tells your story, sort of like tells who you are very well. I think that kit represents Asante Kotoko. And I'll use an example like Ayas again. The whole world, which club uses a kit that has a red in the middle and then half and half has white? It's only Ajax. So the moment you see any jersey anywhere with that sort of pattern or that sort of style, the first thing that comes to your mind is what? Ajax. So this one, with the Kotoko one, for example, I think it's very normal. And in creating kit, ask any kit maker who creates kit. The number one thing about creating kit is that you would want to create something that when people see it, they know like this is for these people.
People can
And identify it and then all that. Exactly. Not necessarily creating anything and putting it out there in the market. It doesn't augur well. Yeah.